right, Shalom. First and foremost, we're going to start off by giving all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakam. Double honors to the apostles, the elders, that great millstone, well. And as always, we give peace and salutations unto the elect. All right, we're out here to uplift the names of the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. His name is Yahweh in the Hebrew, Ba'ashem, which is in the of Yahweh Shai, the name of the only begotten Son of the Most High, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Bahashem in the name of the Holy Spirit. And that is the reason we're out here, because we're inspired through the Holy Spirit to come out here and confound Babylon the Great, which is synonymous with the awakening of the 12 tribes of Israel. All right, when you go into the scriptures, it tells you that the seed of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob will be as the sands of the sea. All right, but a remnant of them will return. All right, from the mental, all right, enslavement and lean upon their power. All right, Yahweh through Yahweh Shai, no longer lean upon the state, the government, the vibration of this world. All right, what this world have told us who we are and what's true. We're now leaning upon the Lord. All right, so we're going to start off with the book of Jeremiah, the 50th chapter. All right, and brothers want to say something? We're just going to go in. Hopefully y'all be edified. We out here again to preach this word. Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 1. It says, the word of the Lord spake against Babylon.
Against Babylon. Against Babylon. All right, now a little quick insight on this chapter. This is a letter that Jeremiah, the prophet, wrote, all right, to the Israelites, and particularly Judah, Benjamin, and Levi. And you had a little bit of the northern kingdom, you know, there as well. All right, but this was a letter written by Jeremiah directly to the captives at Babylon, and he sent it by Sariah, all right, when King Zedekiah went to go pay tribute to Nebuchadnezzar. Okay, he sent this letter to the captives at Babylon. Now, when you read this, the judgment does not link up with the fall of the ancient Babylonian Empire. So when you read it, this is really written to us for these times to understand that there's comfort coming, man.
To hear.
Right. He that hath ears to hear in the latter days, he that will read this would run, all right, to the highways and the byways, pursuant to the book of Habakkuk, and decipher these things for you. All right. So go ahead, start over.
All right. This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 1. The word of the Lord spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans.
And against the land of the Chaldeans. Brothers got a lighter? Okay.
Yeah,
go ahead.
By Jeremiah the prophet.
By Jeremiah the prophet. Go ahead.
Declaring among nations.
Right.
And publish.
In publish, because the Israelites will be scattered among the four quarters of the earth. So wherever they may be, wherever the Holy Spirit jumps upon them, this is what you're going to be doing. Among the nations, you're going to be declaring something. Right. Go ahead.
And set up a standard.
Right.
Publish, seal not.
And what is the standard? The standard is the Holy Scriptures, man. Okay, the vibration of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, the law, statutes, commandments, prophecy. Okay, the volume of the book, all right, which is fulfilled in Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. All right, go ahead.
All right,
and we're not concealing it. Right. We're told to publish this message. Right. All right, and this is why the Heavenly Father put the Spirit on Esau to pass particular laws so that we can be free, so-called free. We're not free in the sense of we're sovereign. We're free enough to go to the library, and we're free enough now to have a voice. Okay? Right. So the Heavenly Father, Esau, if he was smart, he would have kept Jake in that hardcore captivity. Okay? But the Heavenly Father put a spirit on him till now we're here. We can read, we can write, we can decipher things, and now we have the Holy Spirit. Go ahead.
And conceal not, say, Babylon is taken. Baal is confounded.
Babylon is taken, okay, and Baal is confounded. Read it again.
Baal is confounded.
Right.
I'm going to start at the top.
Yep.
This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 2. Declare ye of the nations, and publish, and set up a standard. Publish and conceal not.
Go ahead.
Say Babylon is taken. Baal is confounded.
Woo!
Merodach is broken in pieces.
Babylon is taken. Baal is confounded. Right? Babylon is taken, but all is confounded, man. Merodach is broken in pieces. Now, those were deities and idols. Merodach, Marduk, being the chief idol, the chief god, which is Satan at the end of the day, in going back to Sumeria. All right, you had Anu, okay, but pretty much they were all synonymous with Baal, the chief god of all of these other gods.
And at that time, this allegory, speaking of even end-time prophecy,
That one you said.
Babylon doesn't just represent a place of mass idol worship, which it is. Babylon itself represents a magnificent epicenter of culture, power, and relevance in the world. Ancient Babylon was a wonder.
Right.
Okay, it was a wonder that people worshiped. So people didn't just fall into the worship of Merodach and Baal just because of, force. People fell into it because of the wonder that Babylon represents. And now Babylon the Great has extended this prosperous wonder across the world. The idea of America or Babylon the Great puts people in a place where they want to worship the images of this place.
Right.
The chief deities and idols.
Right,
Okay?
which exalt themselves above the order of Yahweh Bashem Shai.
That's right.
That's what they're all based upon, rebellion.
Right.
That was Nimrod, his name meant rebellion. That's what he was leading, the known world of rebellion.
Right.
Okay?
So that being confounded, that being taken down, is a huge, huge statement. Okay? Something that's going to shake up the whole world.
That's right. That's right.
Her idols are confounded.
Right.
Her images are broken in pieces.
Right. Her religions, her ideologies, feminism. Okay, what a man is, what a woman is, his GMOs. Okay, his pseudoscience. The image of the beast. Right. This whole system, the way that he runs his government, is all being confounded and shattered in pieces because it's all based upon satanic practices. Right. It's not based upon true justice and equity, which will lead to a prosperous life. It's not based upon family flourishing. It's not based upon the man being the head. It's based upon all manner of confusion. And that's what the heathen were building at the time of Nimrod, a tower, which is a stronghold of confusion, Babel, a stronghold of confusion to escape the true judgment and the true way this place came about, the true way of who the nations are, the true order. They're trying to cover it up and wash it away, all right, by the means of confusion. See, and they think it's going to work, but it's enchantment at the end of the day. It's not true. But it's speaking, it's living, you see it. Right. But really, it's vanity, it's empty. It does not lead to life. Look at the world, man. Go ahead.
Verse 3. It says, for out of the north there cometh up a nation against her.
Right, and this is speaking of Russia. Okay, in end time prophecy, Gog and Magog. Okay, go ahead.
Which shall make her land desolate.
Which shall make her land desolate. Now, it's not going to be Gog and Magog alone, but it's a company of nations with them as well. Right. What you see happening around the earth and what's being prepared is all of these nations are going to come to the conclusion, which already mentally, it's in the air that we need to come together, escape this dollar, and get this whore out of the way. And it's led by big Russia, all right, Gog and Magog, Iran, China. Now you got North Korea talking. Never before have you seen America be scoffed at the way it is. The president is is an absolute mockery. Everybody's looking at your scientists like, oh Lord, what is this?
The nation shall hate the whore.
The nations are hating the whore, man. Okay, go ahead.
Ezekiel chapter 38, verse 7. Be thou prepared, and prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee,
right.
And be thy guard unto them.
Right.
After many days thou shalt be visited in the latter years, and shall come into the land that is brought back from the sword.
And this is the land that is brought back from the sword. And the Lord put spirit on Gog and Magog, and they're getting back into that USSR spirit, that threat, because that's what NATO was created for, to combat the USSR.
That's right.
But after some time, they kind of died away. You know, they didn't really hear too much about them. All right, then you would hear about, Iran talk. You would hear Russia say a little something. But in these latter days, all right now, since the prophets have been out, Russia has been at the forefront of absolute shit talking, of absolute mindset of getting your military in order and forming something. They're forming their own beast system to combat what is. But guess what? Esau's own beast system is going to be divided in that. So guess what's getting ready to happen? Utter failure of this NWO. It's not going to prosper. Okay?
That's right.
You got some more? Or you
Right.
wanna say-
No, I think that's good. It's going to add to it. It says, and is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste, but it is brought forth out of the nations,
Right.
and they shall dwell safely, all of them.
Right, right.
Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm. Thou shalt be like a storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land, thou and all thy bands, and many people with thee.
Right.
So it's going to be an all of a sudden battle. It's going to be all of a sudden attack with jets, with cruise missiles from different ships, you know, with the different S-50, S-60, all the different missile defense technology that the Bear has, Russia and all its allies. All of these things are going to come like a storm.
Right.
Okay?
Right. Right.
It says, thus said the Lord power, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind,
Right. Shall things come into thy mind? Go ahead.
and thou shalt think an evil thought,
An evil thought.
and thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages.
And that's America because their military is spread too thin, just like ancient Rome. Here it is, they're all spread throughout the planet Earth, but they're open. There was a point where Russia's Navy entered into the danger zone and said, oh, we didn't mean to be here, just turned around, showing you that the American Army and Navy, it ain't what it used to be. They're spread too thin.
Yeah.
Now these nations have gained the technology and they're starting to have an upper hand. Now don't get it twisted. Babylon the Great is still mighty.
Yeah.
They're still spiritual Assyria.
Yeah.
Right? But the Lord is putting the spirit, an evil thought is going to come into Russia's mind, Gog and Magog, and you see it happening.
That's right.
But at some point, it's going to get physical. Ain't going to be no that we talking shit on the news and then we're out having lunch raping babies.
It's just a rumor right now.
It's just a rumor right now.
Right?
Okay?
It says, thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates.
This is the place that dwelleth without care.
Bro, when you look at the average American, they're not thinking about imminent destruction or danger. Even whenever you had C-19 going on, people still was kind of carrying along in a way. There was some semblance of, man, let me stay my ass in the house. But compare this place to somewhere over in the Middle East, where bombs is going off, Gaza, Syria, even in the Ukraine and different areas. People walk around with a sense of like, missile might drop, a bomb might go off, or you know, you got to walk around with some circumspection. Here, people are just like you know,
Like
Ezel.
this.
They literally, yeah, just like this. Just
Bite the hamburger. I don't want this. Throw the hamburger,
Yeah.
you know?
I was thinking,
Yeah.
Living in excess.
You got half the people in their phone the whole time. You got the other people recording. You know what I'm saying? So it might be hard to find a witness or easy to find a witness depending on where the crime happened.
Yeah. So this place is completely at rest. People are not aware or not even thinking about the fact that judgment is being prepared. Okay.
Trump was even talking about building a wall village.
Yeah.
When Trump mentioned building a wall, everybody looked at him like he was crazy. You know what I'm saying? But the rest of the nation was looking like, oh, okay, so they ain't gonna put up nothing. You know, it plays into the prophecy.
Right. Go ahead.
That's it on that right there.
All right. This is Jeremiah chapter 50, verse 3. It says, for out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein.
Right.
They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast.
Right, and this is the future of Babylon the Great. This is what we're here to tell you. Okay, war is getting ready to happen. Okay, those things that y'all marveling at, all right, that y'all calling alien, those are angels.
That's right.
Those are the angels of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and they're known as the chariots of Israel. All right,
right.
and the might that they have cannot be contested. That's why it's going to be a first round knockout by the right hand. Okay, and in 1 hour, all of this shit is going to be absolutely decimated in 1 hour, according to the Holy Scriptures. Go ahead.
That's right, verse 4. In those days, and in that time,
In
saith
those
the Lord.
days, when these things start to happen, when you start to hear about Gog and Magog, when you see friction in the land, when you see Babylon being confounded, What's going to be happening synonymously according to the Holy Scriptures? Go ahead.
In those days and in that time, saith the Lord, the children of Israel shall come, they and the children of Judah together.
Together, man.
That's
so
right.
That cuts the notion that the only Judah is in Babylon.
Right.
All right, and the northern kingdom is in Africa.
Right.
No, the northern and southern kingdom are here in Babylon the Great right now, getting ready to be delivered, the elect, the remnant of them.
That's right.
Okay, go ahead.
Going and weeping, they shall go and seek the Lord their power.
And that's what we're doing. We're weeping and we're seeking the Lord our power, just like Jeremiah said would happen. So when you read this letter, you got to understand, he wrote this for you right now.
That's right.
Okay, Jeremiah 40, some of 49, 50, and 51. That was written to the captives at Babylon specifically. He told Zariah, take this letter and read this when you get over there. So Zariah got to be back. Okay, and we'll get that. Go ahead.
They shall ask the way to Zion
Right.
with their faces thitherward,
Right.
saying, Come, and let us join ourselves to the Lord in a perpetual covenant.
Right,
And
showing
they shall-
you that through that grace period, the remnant will wake up and come to the understanding. They will start crying to the Heavenly Father. And that's what this altar is for. This is a literal living sacrifice. It's not that the sacrifice is done away with. Yahweh's sacrifice fulfills the void, okay? But we have to make our bodies a living sacrifice.
Right.
That sacrificial system wasn't just destroyed. Now we're the sacrifice.
That's right. That's
Okay.
right.
Stop right there. Go ahead.
This is Psalms chapter 97, verse 6. The heavens declare his righteousness, and all the people see his glory. Confounded be all they that serve graven images, that boast themselves of idols. Worship him, all ye gods. Zion heard and was glad, and the daughters of Judah rejoiced because of thy judgments, O Yahweh. For thou, O Yahweh, art high above all the earth. Thou art exalted far above all gods. So the Most High is going to make known his position amongst all these gods by bringing swift, heavy judgment.
That's right.
That's why these places are going to be confounded.
That's right.
The Most High is going to ultimately, he's speaking through his prophets,
Right.
but that's going to lead to physical deeds being done on the earth, man. Chiefly destruction. The scriptures, when you read above, this says that the hills are going to be melted. All right. Now, coming back in Psalms 97 and 10, it says, "Ye that love the Lord hate evil."
That's right.
He preserveth the souls of his saints. He delivereth them out of the hand of the wicked.
That's what's getting ready to happen.
That's why destruction has to come. That's right. All right. Light is sown for the righteous, and gladness for the upright in heart.
Right.
Rejoice in the Lord, ye righteous, and give thanks at the remembrance of his holiness. And through the preaching of his word, their remembrance is coming back for the elect. And they're being prepared what? For this marriage.
That's
To
right.
be joined, like the brother was reading,
That's
like
right.
the elder was reading, we're going to be joined back with Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai.
Right.
That comes with inheritance, power, all right? All that.
Got a precept.
Go ahead.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 16. Know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High, and that the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you?
That's right.
That's
And
it.
they were in Corinth. Now, I looked up the word Corinth, and it basically means someone who's just engulfed, just excess.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's what it means, to satiate, you know, to overfill.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the type of culture that they were living in, those Gentiles.
Extra great.
And we're back here, extra gravy.
Yeah.
Right. Every day.
Corinthians and Greece.
Right.
You don't have to Greece now.
Right, right. And you're living in a Greco-Roman society. Okay? So amongst this hellhole, we are the temple. We're separate. Okay? To the best of our ability, we separate from this world. But it's all about the intent of the elect, their inward man,
That's right.
which would justify them. Now I want to get this real quick to bring this out to show you what we were saying about Sarai. Just read it real quick.
So Jeremiah chapter 51 verse 59. Chapter 51 verse 59.
Right.
The word which Jeremiah the prophet commanded Sariah the son of Neriah,
Sariah, the son of Neriah. Go ahead.
the son of Maaseiah,
Uh-huh.
when he went with Zedekiah the king of Judah into Babylon
Right.
in the 4th year of his reign.
Which Zedekiah he went off. He was one of the wicked kings that sat on the throne of David. I believe he was set up by the government either of Babylon or Egypt. All right, but here it is. He's going to pay tribute to Nebuchadnezzar, right? And Jeremiah's like, look, take this letter, read it.
And this Sariah was a quiet prince.
Right.
So Jeremiah wrote in a book all the evil that should come upon Babylon.
Right.
Even all these words that are written against Babylon.
Now, when you read the judgment, it's not lined up with the judgment of Daniel, the 5th chapter.
That didn't
That's
happen
right.
to
So when
ancient
you
Babylon.
read this letter that he's telling Sariah to read to the cap, when Zedekiah goes to pay tribute, take this to them captives over there at Babylon, but spiritually it's us here.
Talking about,
You
yeah.
want to catch a Christian?
Right.
Make them break down Jeremiah 49, 50, and 51.
Right.
Because they're going to try to backtrack it to ancient Babylon. That stuff didn't happen in ancient Babylon. Go and read the history.
Company of nations.
That didn't happen. man.
Desolation.
That's
As a
not
matter of fact, get Daniel the 5th chapter. We'll just read how that Babylon went down. Read that
That's
again.
right.
Mark.
All right, this is Jeremiah
Take you.
51 and 61. It says, and Jeremiah said to Sariah, when thou comest to Babylon and shalt see and shalt read all these words, then shalt thou say, O Lord, thou hast spoken against this place to cut it off, that none shall remain in it.
To cut it off, that none shall remain in it. Did that happen to ancient Babylon? No, it was just taken down by the Medes and the Persians and the Medes.
They
Now
surrendered.
there was blood,
Yeah.
all right, but the land was not total desolation with fire and all of these different nations attacking it, as he's describing this Babylon. Keep going.
I'm gonna go back a couple verses. I think I skipped what you wanted.
Yep.
This is Jeremiah 51 and 60. So Jeremiah wrote in a book all the evil that should come upon Babylon, even all these words that are written against Babylon. And Jeremiah said to Sariah, when thou comest to Babylon and shalt see and shalt read all these words, then shalt thou say, O Lord, thou hast spoken against this place to cut it off.
Right, because there were still captives there at Babylon.
That's right.
Okay, because remember the temple was sacked, all right, by the Babylonians, and guess who helped? The Edomites, right?
Racist.
So there was still now Nebuchadnezzar's ruling. Okay, so he's like, look, take this letter to him and read it to him, when you get over there. The Lord showed me this vision. Go ahead.
That none shall remain in it, neither man nor beast.
Right.
But that it shall be desolate forever.
That's right.
And it shall be, when thou hast made an end of the reading of this book, that thou shalt bind a stone to it, and cast it into the midst of Euphrates.
Go
And
ahead.
thou shalt say, thus shall Babylon sink, and shall not rise from the evil that I will bring upon her, and they shall be weary. Thus far are the words of Jeremiah.
Right.
right.
So Sariah is here.
Yeah.
He gotta be, right?
Yep.
Now read that.
All right, so we'll read this and then we get a little history.
Okay.
Daniel chapter 5, verse 25. If you're taking notes, take notes on this. It says, and this is the writing that was written, Mene Tico of Parsi. This is the
That's
interpretation of the thing, Mene.
Writings on the wall.
The
baby.
Most High have numbered thy kingdom and finished it. Tico, that are weighed in the balances.
Now this is why they're partying. Nebuchadnezzar, they balling. They drinking out of our vessels, right?
Yeah.
But a hand disappears.
Yeah.
A hand just appears right
Start
in this
right.
message.
Yeah.
That's right.
And none of them can break it down,
Yeah.
but Daniel, the only
You found
one.
wanted. You popped all the bottles,
Right.
and then they came with their check, and now everybody's looking up who's gonna pay the tab. They don't. Like, you got a bottle. You got a bottle. You got a bottle. You got a bottle, man. They just sparklers is going off.
Yeah.
They don't.
Techno music.
Just as a side note,
Then the bottle service man comes with the little flashlight. You act like if she comes to you, that's what it is. You've been found wanting. You know.
And just as a side note, just like Kev said, Daniel understood the vision, right? He was able to break it down. Through the spirit, he was able to break down the vision.
And that's
He was
what
able
we're
to-
doing.
Exactly. It's the same thing, man.
Right.
It's the same thing.
Right.
We able to see, we able to break down the writing on the wall, man.
Because
That's
that was
right.
a parable unto them. To them, it was not given. They looking at it like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
What the
but
hell?
But unto the remnant, to the elect, is given. And that's what Daniel represents. He was a judge.
That's right.
Judge of the Most High. Daniel Allah. Go ahead.
Right. It says, Perez, thy kingdom is divided and given to the Medes and Persians.
Right. It's the same thing is happening today. Same thing is in a sense. Because Iran is mentioned, all right, as one of the nations that's going to be in cahoots to take this place down, man. But that's all that happened. Go ahead.
Then commanded Belshazzar, and they clothed Daniel with scarlet and put a chain of gold about his neck
Right.
and made a
And
proclamation.
we ain't new to this. We true to this.
Yeah.
We've been having gold chains. Go ahead.
And made a proclamation concerning him that he should be the third ruler in the kingdom. And that night Belshazzar, the king of the Chaldeans,
And Daniel
slain.
constantly won. Read Daniel's story. You never hear nothing bad about him. He won the whole time to the point where he was escalated to third in command in Babylon. Tell me one bad thing about Daniel. You don't read it.
I can't.
He won the whole time. Now that's not saying he didn't sin, but his whole
He was
story is
winning.
victory.
Nah, he was winning.
In Babylon.
Yep, he was winning.
He was winning. Go ahead.
Right. Hey, that's his name though.
Yep.
You know, Daniel Allah.
Right.
He's a judge of the heavenly Father.
And he's one of the ones that fulfilled prophecy that Isaiah told Hezekiah that your seed will be eunuchs in Babylon. See, Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, these are children of the king's lineage who are in captive in Babylon.
Yeah. So they were young when they were taken captives into
Right.
Babylon. They were the upper echelon of the children of the nation of Israel at that time.
Right.
So they were seen as profitable to absorb into the Babylonian kingdom because of their know-how. They were smart, so they could be taught. You know what I mean? So always that we teach them the Babylonian language, we can use these kids.
Yeah.
You know, to serve in my court,
Right.
and that's what they did.
Right.
A good example of that, if you just want to see an example of it,
Right.
is the movie Marco Polo, the series Marco Polo on Netflix. It shows you how the Mongol king absorbed Marco Polo into his court and used him. You know, used him to get more understanding of different culture of the world that he's doing business with, or places that he's going to conquer,
Right.
stuff like that.
And
like-
it's a way for the conquering nation to say, look at our trophies, look what we got.
Come.
We got the king.
We got
Come.
your boys.
We got your boys.
That's right. That's
So
right.
they wouldn't kill them. We gonna show our dominance by we ruling over them.
We got your seed in our hand. Yep.
I was thinking we even got prophecies in our favor talking about how we gonna do that to them.
To their king.
Yeah, they king is gonna go into servitude. You know.
Right. It says, and Darius the Median took the kingdom, being about 62 years old. Now, briefly, if you go into just Wikipedia and just type in Babylon, and then another good place to go is go to ancient.eu, and you can go into the history of Babylon, Jewish encyclopedia. I want to say .com and not .org. I'm sorry, is it .org? It might be Jewish Library Encyclopedia.
Jewish virtual library.
Jewish Virtual Library. JewishVirtualLibrary.org has good histories on this where you can go and read about it if you just want a resource without going to buy a book. But just to keep it simple, brief, read the top part. Matter of fact, just read quickly through that first paragraph and then go into the invasion. Hey, what's up, man?
This is the fall of Babylon on Wikipedia. It says,
And this is how you differentiate people who understand the scriptures and that don't. Because when you go into Jeremiah 49, 50, and 51, when it talks about the fall of Babylon, this did not happen. So that's talking about another Babylon that you read about in Revelation of 18th, 17th,
right.
18th chapter.
Right.
Well, those are all different Babylons.
Right.
You're in Babylon the Great here.
That's right.
Okay? And a Christian will try to think, oh, that's ancient Babylon. No, it ain't, man. Let's read about it.
this is fall of Babylon. It says the fall of Babylon denotes the end of the Neo-Babylonian Empire after it was conquered by the Achaemenid
And that's just basically the Persians. The Achaemenid Empire is the Persians. All right? The Persians and the Medes. Go ahead.
Empire in 539 BCE.
Go ahead.
It says, Nabonidus, son of the Assyrian priestess Adadi Gubai,
Go ahead.
came to the throne in 556 BC
Right.
after overthrowing the young king Labashi Murdoch.
Go ahead.
Talk to the speaker.
You wondering who we are?
Christians? Yeah.
We are the Israelites, the Hebrew Israelites.
Oh,
All right.
okay.
Now you can say we're Christians, but that term has been kind of misused. So people's understanding of what that means, we don't really use. Okay.
So what does y'all mean?
We just call followers of the Messiah. Basically, when you go into the word Christian, it means the anointed ones, right? And so, but the way that they follow in the Messiah traditionally in church is really not scriptural. But that's a whole nother
Do
lane.
you have a church that y'all?
We are the church.
So like y'all,
Y'all
I wanted
outside?
to join you guys.
Well, the scripture said, where two or three are gathered, there I am in the midst of it.
Right.
So where two believers are gathered, that's a church.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just like Paul and the other apostles, they went to the agora to go preach. They
What's
went
the
to the
most
marketplace.
local?
Whenever they came together, did they go to a church in the scriptures? No. That's what when you read in New Testament, they say, let's go over to Lydia and them house. Let's congregate over here. Why? Because they were a threat to the empire. You couldn't just have a church in the ancient times. They would be killed and slaughtered or imprisoned.
That's right.
So just like in times now, this message does not fit the framework of modern society. So we come out to the streets and preach to those. Whoever's called to come into this, the Lord will put the spirit on them to come and sup. We just out here fishing. The Most High will supply the increase. But there's something we're going in on real quick, if you don't mind.
I'm listening.
Right, good. Right now what we're talking about is the fall of Babylon, the ancient fall of Babylon and how it actually went down. All right? Because it really was just a series of battles, but it culminated into a simple transition of power into the hands of the Persians and the Medes, specifically Cyrus. Go ahead and read.
Continuing on, it says, for long periods he entrusted rule to his son, Prince and co-regent Belshazzar.
Right? Daniel mentions that. Go ahead.
Co-regent Co-regent Belshazzar, who was a capable soldier but a poor politician. All of this left him somewhat unpopular with many of his subjects, particularly the priesthood and the military class.
The key classes. Go ahead.
To the east, the Persians, right, have been growing in strength. In 539 BCE, Cyrus the Great invaded Babylonia, turning it into a satrapy of the Achaemenid Empire.
Basically a province, right? Someone who's subjected to him. Go ahead.
Cyrus then claimed to be the legitimate successor of the ancient Babylonian kings and became popular in Babylon itself in contrast to Nabonidus.
That's right.
Jumping down to the invasion. In 539 BCE, Cyrus invaded Babylonia. Historical reconstruction of the fall of Babylon to Persia has been problematic due to the inconsistencies between the various source documents.
Right.
Both the Babylonian Chronicles and the Cyrus Cylinder describe Babylon being taken without battle.
They're not real,
Whereas
right?
the Greek historians Herodotus and Xenophon and the biblical book of Daniel report that the city was besieged.
And now, but even though the city was besieged, it wasn't taken down by fire, man. It wasn't taken down by bloodshed. Once they rolled on the city submitted. So in fact, the city was besieged, but they simply submitted. And so this is where there's confusion that happens, man. But it's really not that confusing.
Right.
Okay? Just because the city is rolled on by troops doesn't mean that there's a bloody battle. After they besieged them and stood their ground for a minute, they laid down.
Right, and that was the area of Iraq. And when you go into prophecy, Babylon wouldn't be inhabited ever again. So the fact that there's people still living in Iraq, that shows you that prophecy wasn't fulfilled.
Right?
That prophecy is getting ready to be fulfilled in this time, which is the fall of Babylon. Because anybody who believes in the Bible would have to understand that Babylon would have to fall.
White people are the devil?
Esau would have to fall in order for the kingdom of heaven to be ushered in. All right, now go ahead. What did you say?
Are the white people the devil?
White is not Edomites are the devil, but white, you got to be careful.
White
with
people are the devil.
No, Edomites are the devil.
Such thing as white people.
White
Because
people.
they're particular. Yeah, I mean, well,
White in the
Edomites are the
scriptures.
devil.
There's no white in the scriptures.
But there's
It's
no
about
nation in the
Edomites.
Bible called white. They're called
Edomites is the devil,
Edomites.
bro.
Right, they're the devil.
They're of the serpent.
Right.
They're of the seed of the serpent.
What do you think?
What do you believe?
I believe they're the devil.
Why?
I just believe they're the devil.
Just because?
I'll talk to you about it off the camera.
I mean, you're not on camera. You're not on camera.
You're not on camera. Don't
You
nobody
want to
know.
get us on camera saying it, but you don't want to represent. That's a slippery dude right there. That was kind of devilish, man. I don't know, man.
Hey, hold on. We're not out here for no goddamn game either, man.
Yeah.
It's serious business. If you want to play, go up the street, man.
This free country.
Chill the hell out, man. Because you wouldn't, if a group of so-called white men were up here, Jake would be in order. That's the only time a nigga is in order is when a so-called white, he's the devil, but if he were here, you'd be silent. Let's go, man.
Yeah.
No, hold on. I got a preset.
We ain't come up here playing.
They are. You good.
No,
You
I'm not
cool.
playing. I'm just
But
saying.
you don't
White
walk
people
up.
are the devil.
If you were out here chilling with I'm not gonna walk in front of camera.
My brother's an
That's not
Israelite.
cool.
He told me white people are the devil.
If you're gonna build, but there's a respect that we have to have for one another. If you don't agree, don't agree. Cool. But don't try to make a mockery and play those. You know, that ain't what we out here
We
for.
men too.
Yeah.
Y'all got a
So, yeah.
Facebook or something, man?
We got a YouTube. What it is? Great Millstone. Just type in Great Millstone. Israelites. Y'all are Israelites. Okay.
I'll listen to that.
Okay. Okay.
Go ahead, Chad.
Precept. Ecclesiasticus 10, I'll start at verse 7, the point is in verse 8. Pride is hateful before the Most High and men, and by both doth one commit iniquity. Verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another.
And there's different ways of kingdoms are translated. Right. And those, it takes dispensations of times and ways of rulership. Now, you know, man, it's so crazy how Jake has to be scolded like a little kid to get some understanding. Right. You know? But there's come a time when this judgment really starts to roll on this place and we start to see the heavy translation of this kingdom, because this place is going to be translated by fire, death, and pain. All the game plan that's going on is going to cease and desist.
And it allows people to comfort to be clowns.
Yeah.
Okay?
Continuing on back in the Wikipedia article, it's on the bottom paragraph. According to Xenophon, Belshazzar was killed in this conflict, but his account is not widely accepted. Nabonidus surrendered and was deported. The Tuan guards were placed at the gates of the great temple of Bel, where the services continued without interruption. Cyrus did not arrive until 28 and 29 October with Bobaras.
And that's what happened, man. The prophecy happened. Belshazzar got killed, and there was a translation of power.
That's it.
That's it.
It
That's
don't
what
line up
happened.
with the letter.
I don't give a damn what nobody else says.
Right. Right.
And the prophecy said that.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say the prophecy said that we will be in Babylon for 70 years, give or take. So if it says in 539 BCE, Cyrus invaded Babylonia. If you look up 539 BCE, right, plus 70, this is where you're gonna get 609 roughly in this prophecy. 610 BCE was when the Babylonians really began to came into power. Man, it was 70 years. Excuse me, the Persians. And that's it lined right up with biblical prophecy, and it mentions that.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right, so that was the transition of ancient Babylon that you read about in Daniel's the 5th chapter. That's what went down. Basic besiegement, old boy got killed, they gave up.
Right.
They didn't have to shoot and burn the place to the ground to where it was smoldering with fire and brimstone until this day. That's not what happened. Now, when you read that and you go out, is that, was it Jeremiah 51?
When it talks about it shall be as Sodom and
It shall be a Sodom and Gomorrah.
I think it's Jeremiah.
Just have to type in Sodom.
So I'm trying to raise up Babylon.
Desolation. Yeah.
Edom shall also be.
Yes, read it, because this also shows you that Edom would run this modern day Babylon, which is likened unto a spiritual Egypt. Go ahead. That's one too.
That's one too.
Okay. Read that and then read that one, because we're gonna link them.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 49, verse 17. Starting at verse 17. It says, also Edom shall be a desolation. Everyone that goeth by it shall be astonished, and shall hiss at all the plagues thereof.
Right.
As in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah,
As Sodom and Gomorrah was overthrew, okay, but it's talking about Edom. Right. But it's talking about Babylon too. We're gonna show you. Go ahead.
it says, as in the overthrow of Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighboring cities thereof, saith Yahweh, no man shall abide there, neither shall a son of man dwell in it.
Right. Nobody gonna live there.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be people. If people go to Iraq right now. Right. People are there. All right. Yep. Now go to the 50.
Right. Jeremiah chapter 50, I'm going to start at verse 35. Jeremiah 50 and 35. A sword is upon the Chaldeans, saith the Lord, and upon the inhabitants of Babylon.
Now when you get Isaiah the 47th chapter, it says daughter of the Chaldeans. All right? Which the Chaldeans were the witches and warlocks in the priesthood of the Neo-Babylonian Empire. You had Babylon at the time of Nimrod, then you have the Neo-Babylonian Empire, which came directly after the Assyrian Empire. Go ahead.
Right. Upon the inhabitants of Babylon, and upon her princes, and upon her wise men.
Woo!
A sword is upon the liars.
And that's what's happening. It's starting with this word.
That's right.
It's a two-edged sword. These people are tripping up in their words. They're being found out to be liars. All of their top scientists, you looking now like, what the hell is he talking about? Right. They're being confounded. They're being, it's babble. Right. At the end of the day. It's babble. It's confusion. Loose talk. You're babbling. Stop all that babbling out your mouth. Go ahead.
A sword is upon the liars, and they shall dote. A sword is upon her mighty men, and they shall be dismayed.
And lies is what governs this world. Right? Lies is the, besides the sword, lies.
Yeah.
Pseudoscience, or what forward, it's a power, it's a, within this structure is lies.
Everything is propaganda and lies.
Right.
I was watching an interview on Joe Rogan. I sent it to the account. He was interviewing somebody, I can't remember their names, but they were talking about Fauci, Dr. Fauci, and basically how him and the people he worked with been researching and playing with that virus, man.
Yeah.
They've been altering it, trying to figure out how to make it to where it can cross different species, and upgrading it and tweaking it. They funded all that stuff, man. And the money is trackable and traceable. All right? There's facilities over there in Wuhan.
Yeah.
But then they did what he was on the stand, just lying his butt off, man.
Whole time.
You know? But now they're getting ready to, they getting ready to sue him.
Yeah.
They're getting ready to sue him.
Fauci.
They brought up this one act that they're trying to pass in the House, basically, to sue Fauci Act, Fire Fauci Act, something like that.
Falsified.
You know, that's it. You know, you know.
Sorry.
But then also you got them. Basically, people are openly condemning the dude, man, saying, "You lied to us, man. You lied to us. Yeah, this was just a whole plot and scheme."
Right.
And then he's still being proud.
Yeah.
He's still being
Yeah,
proud.
he said to come up against me is to come up against science. And see, that's what you're getting ready to figure out.
Boy, that's pride
This is
right
their,
there.
it's their religion. Really, really what he's saying, you coming up against Satan.
Right.
Yeah.
You come up against do as thou wilt.
Yeah.
Because I can say whatever the hell I want to say and pull out of my ass whatever I want to pull out, and it's fact.
That's right.
Because I'm an Edomite.
Yeah.
You know?
That's right.
That's how he
And
feels.
now that is being challenged in the earth like never before.
Right.
That's one of the ways Babylon is being confounded through the sword. But it's going to lead to an actual sword dropping on this place. Go ahead.
Jeremiah 50 and 37. A sword is upon her horses, and upon their chariots, and upon all the mingled people that are in the midst of her, and they shall become as women. A sword is upon her treasures.
And that's what's happening. That's the vibration of woman is upon the whole damn Babylon.
That's right.
It's childish.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Right. And the sword is upon her treasures, and they shall be robbed. A drought is upon her waters, and they shall be dried up, for it is the land of graven images, and they are mad upon their idols. Therefore the wild beasts of the desert with the wild beasts of the island shall dwell there.
Right.
The owl shall dwell therein, and it shall be no more inhabited
Now,
forever.
remember, this is Jeremiah 50. This is that letter that Jeremiah wrote to the captives at Babylon. But what is this talking about?
Yep.
He's talking about the fall of this Babylon, man.
It's
He's
not the old
prophesying.
Babylon.
Prophecy means to say before. And this is what we're here to do. We're here to tell you this is what this is talking about. This day. Go ahead.
Neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. As the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighbor cities thereof, saith the Lord, so shall no man abide there.
There.
Neither shall any son of man dwell therein.
Which links directly with what the priest Tazamah just brought out, which is Edom shall be in desolation.
That's right.
That right there shows you that Edom will control the modern day Babylon.
Yep.
Right there, there's a link. And Psalms 137.
Yep.
Go ahead.
Behold, a people shall come from the north,
Right.
a great nation.
Right.
And many kings shall be raised up from the coast of the earth,
There
right?
you go. And that's Ezekiel 38.
Yeah.
Boom. So you're going to have
Gotta make
Ethiopia, Iran, Syria, Libya, Russia, and all the, even some of the NATO EU allies.
Say that in Revelation 17.
Revelation 17, right?
It's
We're
in
gonna get that
Iraq.
in a minute.
Yeah.
All of these nations are going to be roused up. Okay,
And that's what we see happening.
right?
All
Oh,
right.
I was gonna add a point real fast, just to land back. Lord willing, I'm gonna do a lesson on it this weekend. But when you go, and we was talking about it last Friday. When you go into Ezekiel 38, when it talks about the nations that are in league with Gog and Magog, all those nations you can literally find pacts and deals recently
Yep.
that Russia has made with every nation linked in that article.
I just did
Ethiopia,
a lesson on
Russia.
that.
Oh,
That's the
God.
spirit.
Yeah.
That's the spirit. I just did a lesson on that because you sent me an article talking about Ethiopia, because right now Ethiopia is in a civil war.
That's right.
Right?
Yep.
Them and Eritrea are kind of banded together against a sect that's in Ethiopia. But meanwhile, there's pacts and deals going on with Ethiopia and Russia.
Russia is
with
building naval
weapons.
bases.
That's right.
Nuclear reactors
Same thing with Libya.
and Armenia.
Same thing with Turkey. Okay. Like yep. And when you study Armenia, all them guys, MINNI,
Man, that's
all
bro,
those guys.
Bro,
That's dope, man.
man.
Okay.
Ariala.
That's dope.
I wanted to show the audience. There's a picture of Babylon. That's ancient Babylon, which is in Iraq today. So it's not destroyed.
It's not.
It's still here.
You can go on a vacation right now. You might get bombed.
Yeah. Saddam Hussein actually wanted to raise up money to
Right.
build it back up.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Well, he was trying to get outside of the dollar.
Yeah.
He was trying to escape that dollar, and it was like hell. no.
Yep.
Same thing with Libya.
But Saddam Hussein, if I may, Saddam Hussein actually back in the early '90s, man, he had pacts with America. His nation had pacts with America, man. Talking about different military campaigns where they would team together and go in, but after that, as soon as you try to get out the dollar, that's when they sold weapons, man.
Whack.
That's what see those monetary wars lead to physical wars.
That's right.
You're seeing the monetary. They're trying to separate. Russia is openly going to separate. That's why scriptures say their gold and silver will not satisfy them. They're not going to be. They're done with you, bad.
Yeah. Because why does currency wars or monetary wars lead to physical wars? What is currency linked to? Currency is linked to a flow. Flow of what?
Money.
Goods and services, resources. So you change how the money flows, you change how goods and services flows, which is essential for the domination of the earth. Right?
Yep.
And which leads to move a nigga sandwich. Get you ready to
Comfortability.
fight.
Comfortability.
Right? That's right.
I just saw something. So you got Mr. Prez, right? So he basically had an interview, or a meeting with Putin, right? And he said there's 16 companies that don't want you to cyber hack. Well, what about all the other smaller, intermediate companies and stuff like that? He don't give a shit about them, right? He only give a shit about the main companies because why? New World Order.
That's right. These companies are the ones that's running the world. So make sure they're good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's how they do it. That's how they do it. I'm going to finish here. I got two verses. Jeremiah 50 and 41. Behold, a people shall come from the north, a great nation, and many kings shall be raised up from the coast of the earth. They shall hold the bow and the lance. They are cruel and will not show mercy. See, that didn't happen in ancient Babylon. Their voice shall roar like the sea, and they shall ride upon horses, every one put in array, like a man to the battle, against thee, O daughter of Babylon.
Daughter of Babylon. See?
See?
If I may add on, yes, to this point, and it's Most High has it as a puzzle, because even when you read Jeremiah 49, 50, and 51, it'll jump back and forth in times of history too, where it's talking about Nebuchadnezzar at a particular point, and actually what happened in history.
Right.
But then it'll jump back to the future, just like in Revelation 20. You know, it does that, man, and the Most High has it like that for a reason, man.
Let me read this. This is Isaiah 47:1. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground.
I'll say virgin daughter of Babylon.
That goes back to that confusion too.
You gotta be able to understand both. It's talking about two of them, you gotta be able to understand both of them.
Differentiate between the two, huh?
You know?
The daughter that says, there is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. So this is a future. This is daughter of the Chaldeans, daughter of Babylon. Now, when you go to Lamentations, the 4th chapter, I'll get that real quick to show you that, to link it all together. Lamentations 4 and 21 says, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom,
That's right.
that dwelleth in the land of Uz, which is symbolic, and is speaking of America. Okay? The cup also shall pass through unto thee, thou shalt be drunken, and shall make thyself naked, which this is what's happening now. Okay? The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. This is key in understanding that the final heathen rulership would be ruled, the final captivity of the Israelites will be ruled by the Edomites. And prophetically, that is directly linked to Revelation, the 18th chapter. Once that happens, the next chapter is hallelujah. You judge the whore. Now's the kingdom. Can somebody get that? Revelation, the 19th chapter. Just read the first 2 verses. It says, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. So right here it proves that Japhet ain't ruling. Because you can't say we in the end and that we in Babylon in one breath, but then say that the people ruling it are Japhet out of the other breath. Don't make sense.
No prophecy.
Prophecy says otherwise.
That's right.
Go ahead.
Revelation 19:1. And after these things, I heard a great.
After what things?
Right.
Revelation, the 18th chapter.
Exactly.
And what happens? A great millstone is cast into the sea of Babylon the Great. The prophets are rejoicing.
Yeah.
Okay, as a matter of fact, go to the previous chapter and read 18 and read, get started a good spot going down at the bottom.
Okay. At the end of the chapter.
Get somewhere good, you know what I'm saying?
And just to make one more point, when you read there, and that was in Lamentations you were reading,
Yep,
right?
yep.
And it talks about the daughter of Edom drinking from that cup. Well, when you skip over to Jeremiah, the 51st chapter, it talks about Babylon drinking from that cup, and a similar judgment coming out.
That's right.
So there is another parallel between Edom and Babylon, and it being fitted in end time prophecies.
Right.
Okay.
Light of the wicked is getting ready to be put out. Right. Go ahead.
Revelation 18:20, it says, rejoice over her, thou heaven, and ye holy apostles and prophets.
Showing you that the prophets are back here in Babylon. Okay? Why are the prophets, why are the holy apostles and prophets rejoicing over Babylon falling in a future? Because they're going to be here. Okay? Go ahead.
For the Most High hath avenged you on her.
Woo!
And
the prophets will be in Babylon.
That's right.
The scriptures say, I have raised you up prophets in Babylon in Jeremiah the 29th chapter.
Isaiah 13 also.
Yep. Lifted, we are shaking their hands.
At the gates of the notes. Yeah, right.
Go ahead.
Verse 21, and a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone.
Like a great millstone. Now remember it told Sariah to take the bind a stone to the book and cast it into the sea. Go ahead. And that's the reading of these prophets. That's the scriptures going out.
That's right.
We're casting that stone with these words right now. Wait, all David needed was one rock.
Right.
And that rock is Yahweh in the spirit. Go ahead.
Right.
That's right.
It says, and a mighty angel took up a stone like a great millstone and cast it into the sea, saying, thus with violence shall that great city Babylon be thrown down, it shall be no more at all.
No more at all.
Right? But you can go to ancient Babylon like we
Yeah,
wanted to.
that Babylon that fell by the hands of the Persians and Medes, it's still here.
Right, right.
Go ahead.
It says, in the voice of harpers and musicians and of pipers and trumpeters shall be heard no more at all.
No more alphabet parades.
Right.
That's what it is. Yeah.
No more good times. No more this bullshit. My VJJ, my choice.
Right, right.
Order is going to be set up from that point on. After we come down, because we're going to be, hey, while this place burns, it says that the apostles and prophets and the remnant are going to be on the chariot singing the song of Moses. It talks about us being crowned.
That's right.
Ezra saw Yahushua. It was taller than everybody else
That's
on the
right.
chariot. Now Yahushua said, I'm going to sip wine with y'all.
Right.
I'm not going to drink of the vine until I come back into the kingdom and sip new wine. So
That's
we're going
right.
to be up there getting everything back. We're going to get new bodies. We're going to be rejoicing. And synonymously, this place is going to be burning.
Right.
Go ahead.
That's right. It says, and shall be heard no more at all indeed, and no craftsman of whatsoever craft he be,
Right.
shall be found any more in thee.
Right. No more knife makers. No more metal makers. No more idol makers. Nothing.
That's what that is. It is all being broken down.
Right. Go ahead.
It says, and the sound of a millstone shall be heard no more at all in thee.
Go ahead.
And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee.
The light of the wicked is going to be put out.
Candle of the wicked, like Job
Right.
says, being put out.
I'll go falling from heaven on Lucifer.
Yeah. Lucifer through. Go ahead.
It says in the
No
light.
more of this.
Yeah, yeah.
No
Folly.
more of this. No more folly. No more Friday night flavor.
Friday Night Lights.
All right, no more the nigga DJing with the. No more going to the bar. It's gonna be over with. This way of life will never be known no more, man.
Game 7.
No more Game 7. No more Super Bowl. No more men on the internet complaining. Women. But, no more none of this shit. Because it's confusion. This is terrible, man. Go ahead.
I got the precept.
And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee.
Right.
And the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all
Right,
in
no
thee.
more hopping over the broom,
Right.
throwing the tassel. Yeah, you fucked me up. Remember, best man? Yeah, no more of that. No more no party. I'm still trying to find that nigga. No more boys in the hood. All right, go ahead.
Right. It says, for thy merchants were the great men of the earth. For by thy sorceries were all nations deceived.
By thy sorcery. When you go into that word sorcery, it's pharmakia.
Yep.
And we're standing in front of a CVS.
That's
And
right.
then on the news, he's able to point out drug dealers. We got to stop these drug dealers. When he's the biggest drug dealer there is.
Worldwide.
His media is going to be stopped. The breaking up of Babylon is going to break up every damn thing. Yahushua is coming to break it all up, man. And that's what's needed. We ain't going to be able to win if this place stands. Nah.
That's right.
If the rulership of Babylon continues, we're through.
That's right.
We ain't got nothing good to look forward to, but running in that hamster wheel and trying to get around the mark and that thing. The whole rest of your life. Meet somebody with the jab, give me some bread.
Yeah.
You know? That's what you got.
It's that simple now. I got people, man, the first thing they say to me, man, when you remember, bro, when has everybody ever asked you if you have been vaccinated?
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Right, like that's the beginning part of a conversation.
Yeah.
Hey man, how you been, bro? What's been going on? You got vaccinated?
See, I ain't been out in that world like that, so.
Bro!
Yeah, I've been pretty much,
Oh yeah, you been on lockdown still. You ain't going back.
Yeah, that
Chad,
cruise
so don't worry
ship, that
about
cruise
it.
ship got it.
They talk about it, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's all they do is
They've
talk
been
about
talking about it. They ain't going back.
it. They done went from July to
So
September.
I done been out to work out in the field. That's all people ask you about, man. You're like, sheesh. You know? But hey, they're using that mindset to grow something. They cause it all. It's a cause action.
Cause action.
Gradualism.
Right? I'll read something about that sorcery real quick. This is in Malachi 3:5. It says, and I will come near to you to judgment, and I will be a swift witness against the sorcerers, and against the adulterers, and against false swearers, and against those that oppress the hireling in his wages, the widow and the fatherless, and that turn aside the stranger from the right and fear not me, said the Lord. Right?
That's why those got to be brought down because it rules the world. People's minds think witchcraft first. It ain't based upon a true logic. It's based upon, see, these people's waters have been altered. Their minds, their souls their souls belong to the beast. That's why the scriptures say, those who are written in the book of the life, only those who were written in the book of the life ain't gonna wander after this beast. Everybody else is pretty much just walking zombies, man. Keep going.
Yeah, the last part of verse 23 of Revelation 18, it says, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived.
Right.
Verse 24, and in her was found the blood of prophets and of saints.
And you reap what you sow. So how is that blood going to be cleansed? But by your blood.
Right.
That's right. That's right.
Go ahead.
And of all that were slain upon the earth.
Right. Now go to the next chapter and read 1.
Revelation 19:1. And after these things I heard a great voice of much people in heaven saying, Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
And that's how you know the name of the Most High starts with Yah.
Yep.
Hallelujah, because there wasn't no J. Okay? Now, everybody's talking about this kingdom, heaven. But what has to happen in order for the kingdom to be set up for you Christians out there? Well, we just read in the prior chapter. In the prophecies we're going into, Babylon has to be decimated.
That's right.
Everybody wants to say we're in the end time. Everybody wants to say heaven is coming, the kingdom is coming. But nobody want to deal with prophecy. And how? Keep going.
It says, salvation and glory and honor and power unto the Lord our power.
Right. Go ahead.
For true and righteous are his judgments.
Right.
For he hath judged the great whore.
He hath judged the great whore. That's how the kingdom gonna be set up, according to the Bible. And we in the New Testament.
Right.
So a great kingdom is gonna have to be decimated and destroyed off of the face of the earth in order for the kingdom to be set up. And you know what that's synonymous with? 2nd Esdras, the 6th chapter and the 9th verse. Okay, this is another way that because you say, well, how do you know Esau's ruling now? Well, 2nd Esdras 6 and 9 says this. 2nd Esdras chapter 6 and
Verse
9. I started
Esau.
8. And he said unto me, I started 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? When shall be? Like, when we gonna get the kingdom? And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born, of him Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau.
So he mentions the prophecy that we read about in the book of Genesis. Right? Genesis 25 is being mentioned here in 2nd Ezra, the 6th chapter. Right? Go ahead.
For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
And he's showing you from that prophecy, we see that Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of him that followeth. Jacob's name being changed to what? Israel, representing what? 12 tribes.
Right. Who will be at the sand of the sea, but a remnant will return.
Right.
If I can make a quick point, it just dawned upon my mind now. It makes more sense why when you read the book of Acts, the 1st chapter, it makes more sense why the apostles asking Yahweh, like, Lord, is this the time we're going to restore the kingdom? They knew the Edomites was in power.
Right.
But they was like, no, you're going to have to prophesy again on the uttermost part of the earth. You're going to have to prophesy again. But Esau didn't have the status of the earth at that time.
Yep.
That's why it makes more sense why they asked that question.
Right, because the little horn had to come. That's the Rome we will be delivered out of, the revival of the Roman Empire.
That's right.
Which is Babylon, and that goes into Daniel, the 7th chapter, because that's the last kingdom. Before the Lord returns and sets judgment, okay, that little horn, which issued forth from the fourth, which is the Roman Empire, meaning that the resurgence, the reestablishment of that Roman system would be in the earth before that great and dreadful day when the Lord will come and send his son back.
That's right.
Because were you the one who posted that word NATO?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And how it
Somebody look that up.
it meant like revived or something like that.
Yeah, we got to get it.
Pull that.
Pull
I want
that.
to read this. Go back to Revelation, the 19th chapter. Those of you that have been following along, brother read at the top of that chapter about basically, okay, when you read the end of Revelation 18, it talks about the fall of Babylon the Great. Revelation 19 talks about the manifestation, the apocalypto, the revelation of who the world calls Jesus Christ, Yahushua. And then when you read down in Revelation 19 and go down to the 11th verse, it says this: because the elder made a point that Yahushua, the salvation that comes, is right there with the downfall of Esau and all the other nations. They're tied hand to hand. The transition of this world into the next world, brutal combat is going to have to go on. Okay? So Revelation 19:11 says, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. And he that sat upon him was called Faithful and True. And in righteousness doth he judge and make war. See? Judge and make war. What's up, Bob?
A quick question. In this session of these prophecies, Ezekiel, the 20th chapter, the wilderness, when he said he's going to gather us from the country,
Right.
did that take place after
Well,
or before?
that's going to be when New Jerusalem comes down.
And then he's going to judge
Right,
and lead
right,
face
right.
to face.
Because we're going to
Gotcha.
purge out the rebels.
Gotcha.
Because not every Israelite's going to be beamed up. There's still going to be particular Israelites scattered throughout the earth.
I just wanted to know where that was at in this session.
Right. Well, that's why Yahushua told us, he told Peter, I give you the key. Who sins you remit, who sins you know. So judgment is going to be given into our hands. And when we come down, like specifically South Korea, the apostles talk about, okay, there's particular people that are going to be in the earth still.
Yeah.
All right, but Jake, not every Israelite's going to get beamed up. And not every Israelite is going to be burned up here in America.
Yeah.
That's right.
Israelites scattered.
There's going to be massive upheaval, war, destruction, chariots.
And what does wilderness mean? Basically, a desolate. The earth is going to be totally in disarray
A dystopia.
once Babylon is destroyed. That's going to disrupt. Yeah, people going to be, So I don't know how long we're going to be up there, celebrate the crown.
Yeah.
But there comes a point when we come down.
That's right.
Now, when we come down,
That's right.
See, Eso Cristo, you know.
Off with his head.
Because we're going to be sovereign, first of all, and we're going to have the laws written in us, and then we can judge.
Right.
We're not going to be able to do it now. There's going to be power given to particular brothers on this side, and who knows what the Lord's going to have to do. All right, but that what you're talking about, when New Jerusalem comes down, okay, we're setting up order, and those rebels got to be purged out because we can't move forward till they go. They got to go. So before he who will not have me to reign over him, bring him hither,
Slay him before me.
And
That's right.
that judgment will be directly given into the hands of the elect under Yahushua. He got to come first in order for us to really do that.
Right. So another clue to that is Joel, the 2nd chapter, when it talks about the destruction from those chariots. You can get that real quick.
Yep. This is Joel chapter 2, verse 3. A fire devoureth before them. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness.
A desolate wilderness, man. So that destruction that happens from those missiles is going to leave the world as a desolate wilderness, man. More?
It says, yea, and nothing shall escape them.
Right. So there's going to be massive judgment that happens pretty much all across the world. The whole earth and its infrastructure is going to be decoupled. The financial systems, the systems of how they move goods and services around the planet Earth, it's going to be a complete S show. It's going to be bad.
Earth is going to be in disarray. And we coming down to set up order. Now,
That's right.
I just want to name this. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, we got that NATO, but this is going to go into that. Well, you know what? Oh, yeah. Revelation 19:13, it says, and he was clothed in a vesture dipped in blood, and his name was called the Word of the Most High, right? Coming to the volume of the book.
Yep.
And the armies which were in heaven followed upon white horses,
Yahushua and the angels.
clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it he should smite the nations,
Yep.
and he shall rule them with a rod of iron.
Prophecy. All right? Prophecy going forth of Yahushua conquering and destroying. He's coming to take down the nation. He's not coming down. It ain't going to be no lovey-dovey affair. He said, when you get Isaiah 63, it said, who is that coming from Edom, which is synonymous with this, with dyed garments and Basra. But he said, when I looked at the people, once he delivered his elect, there's none with him. These people ain't with the Lord, man. Go ahead.
That's why I'm going to have all the crowns on him, like you say, too.
Yeah, when you read up,
All
it
those
says that.
memberships, yeah.
And he tramped the winepress of his fierceness with wrath of the mighty power, and he hath on his vesture on his thigh a name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords.
That's his rank. That's his order.
Huh.
Because in the ancient world, you would have your vesture. Even in the military, they have their rank written, but on the garment, your title will be knitted, okay, on your garment. But this is speaking of Yahushua, okay, and he's on this vesture is going to be written King of Kings and Lord of Lords.
That's
Right. He's the one written to fulfill all of these prophecies that are written in the Holy Scriptures, man. Only him, no other angel. Now the other angels have their role, but he's the one that's going to deliver the children of Israel. It's under his authority, given by the Most High. Okay.
Right, and that is going to come and take down that beast system. Now we were going to talk about that beast system because we were talking about Rome and how this is the extension of Rome coming back to be taken down, right? And that's what the apostles in the book of Acts was looking for, that downfall, right?
I got to see something for you real quick. And this lines up with Isaiah 63, as well as Jeremiah 49, 2nd Ezra 6. This is Luke 17, I started verse 28. Likewise also as it was in the days of Lot. They did eat, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, and they builded. But the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. So that proves that the Lord is coming back to what? He's coming back to take down Esau, Edom, man. Because it tells you, as we read in Jeremiah 49, when Esau falls according to with the daughter of Babylon, it's going to be as the fall of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Showing you it will be that alphabet vibration.
Man.
The vibration of the alphabet is heavy in the earth.
That's right.
That's the fulfillment of Sodom and Egypt. Right?
I got that NATO.
Right. Now, America is the revival of, America along with the NATO and the EU is a revival of the ancient Roman Empire and the beast system. The 10 horns, which basically are the vassal states, okay, which make it a big power. If you got vassals, they work for your interests, but they're over there. They got their own little thing set up, okay, but they work for your interests. That's the beast system you see today. All of these EU nations, for long, they've worked for the interest of Babylon the Great. But now they're like, If you go to those summits, those EU summits, over the last couple of years, what was Trump saying? Y'all need to put more money in the pot.
That's right. That's right.
And the president, or the CEO, forget his name, he told Trump, you need to be careful of how you talk to your allies because you don't have many. So it's a system divided, but it's a revival of the ancient Roman Empire. Right. They don't. You got it?
Revelation 13:1, and I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns. Those crowns are going to be taken. And upon his head the name of blasphemy. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear.
The leopard is the Greeks. This is where this whole beast system goes back to. It starts with the Greeks. Okay? Alexander, go ahead.
And his feet was as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion, and the dragon gave him his power.
Right.
And his seat and great authority.
Right.
And here's the point. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death.
Right.
And his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast.
Woo! The deadly wound being healed, going back to the Renaissance, is ultimately Edomite flight coming back into the earth. And it will be fulfilled, and he would have the fatness of the earth through Babylon. Because that Renaissance period led all the way up to Babylon. Okay? It comes with science, it comes with a thought process, it comes with idols, it comes with everything. Okay, a way to govern the earth, the classics, pseudoscience, the pseudoscience of these ancient scientists of Edomite, they run pretty much the thought of this world. Okay? The image of the beast is now speaking and living, okay, through America, okay, the NATO and the EU. It's a revival of that ancient Roman system. Rome is all around you, okay? Christmas, that goes back to Saturnalia. Okay, which ultimately it all goes back to Babylon.
Right.
That's right.
Babel. All of these gods and idols, man.
Edom is always tied to Babylon. All throughout.
Hey, brother, can you talk this far?
Yeah. even when you get into Romans 9, it talks about Esau, then he goes right into Pharaoh and Babylon. It keeps coming up.
Can't get away from it.
Yeah.
Revelation chapter 13, verse 11.
Right, because it was the Renaissance was the rebirth, but it's fulfilled through Babylon. Go ahead.
Right. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon.
And that's America. You have the Democrats, the Republicans. Back in Rome, you had the plebeians and the patricians. Okay, and they use these two different forms of witchcraft and thought, to deceive the people into what you see happening now. Right. People were being led into draconian measure by following after the beast. Okay? You got one side pitted against another, but behind closed doors, the elites are drawing you into their net. Go ahead.
That's why it's called a beast system. I mean, if you got a beast, you got wings, like, oh, I'm right wing. It's all a part of the same body, man. It's all the same thing, man.
And then when you go into that word beast, it goes into a man.
Get it.
A cruel beast. Yeah.
Ferocious nigga. Everything that a nigga is supposed to be is fulfilled in this man. He's a drug dealer. He's a rapist. He's a gang member. He's the one who shoots up every goddamn thing.
That's
He's the one that needs to be watched, surveilled.
Right.
Super predator.
Right.
Yeah. He's all over the place. But here it is. He's the fugitive, but he got satellites every goddamn where. You run a yellow light, this nigga watching you, $75 ticket.
That's right.
You
Send it in the mail.
The video of your car.
Yeah, it's you, nigga. You can't deny it.
Your wave cap.
Your wave cap. One dude, but Jeremy, he took my car, man. And the nigga got everybody a ticket. But when they sent the picture, the windows down, he in my car, and the nigga wave cap.
He like this.
Hey, that's a true story. That's a true story. Like, he didn't make that up. Like, that's literally a true story.
This nigga got cameras everywhere, and those are pseudo angels. Esau's trying to be the most high. Those cameras that he got everywhere, those are likened unto angels. Watch it. You can't get away out of his grip. All right, but with all of that, he's being watched. Go ahead.
That's right.
Angels are watching him.
This is Revelation 13 and 16. It says that he calls it all
Both small and great.
Well,
Just
17.
beast.
Okay.
Let's get the word for beast.
All right, beast. It's
And that's another way you know that beast that we're reading about. It's the end. It's the final part of the beast. It's the final captivity because they will be the ones that usher in that mark.
Yeah, the word is Therion.
So John saw this.
Yeah.
He saw all of this,
Yep.
but he didn't see the mark. He didn't see the chip. He didn't see that part of it. Go ahead.
Therion is the word, and it's metaphor of brutal, bestial man, savage, ferocious. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. And then for the synonyms, what synonyms? All right.
Savage.
Okay, no, I don't give you nothing.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Just to land back on that, Revelation 13 and 12, and he exercised all the power of the first beast before him.
That's
a
right.
Savage man, right? That first beast, that Roman beast, that Greco-Roman beast before him, and causeth the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed.
That's what you're doing. You're literally worshiping ancient Rome.
That's why you have a city.
Yeah, that's why you have a Senate. That's why you have Olympics.
Right.
That's why you have heated floors. Okay, everything. That's why you have
Court.
cement bridges.
Court system.
That's why you got pork every goddamn
Roman
way.
architecture.
That's why you have. Hey, I'll hit you with this. Fast food goes back to Rome.
That's right.
Look it up. That goes back to Esau. Fast food. He wanted the food right then and there. Well, you got fast food. You can go right now and get a whole meal in 10 seconds. I want this, I want that, I want that. Pull up to the next window, nigga. Give you $10 to get your bag of food, but it ain't real. but it's fast food. That goes back to Rome. They would do that back in Rome.
Yeah, with the bread and circus, people had to hurry up and get their food so they could get inside the Colosseum.
You go to Athens, and the gyros are they're pork. They're not this lamb.
Right.
Oh, they're looking at.
So the gyro meat ain't real?
The gyro meat you get here, that's more like Muslim type gyros.
Yeah.
You know, from like Syria and whatnot.
Right.
The gyro you get in Athens, that's pork.
Look at that.
Ooh.
It's all pork. I was there.
Right. And the Greeks love pork. And everywhere you go, you could be driving down the street on your way to work, okay, and a billboard with a big ass sandwich with ham on it.
Yeah.
Right.
Baconators. Yeah,
Right.
that's what I was thinking.
They're everywhere. They
Damn.
love bacon.
They
Showing
have,
you this to eat.
yeah, they worship pork, man.
They love it.
Pork is a religion.
They got
It's a religion in this Greco-Roman culture, man. People get offended when you don't eat pork. Like they literally get offended, man. Like what?
Yeah.
Damn. So
Yeah, they put it in fucking
What's wrong with
cocktail drinks. Like, what are you doing?
They got a bacon.
That's how you know the Lord gotta come. You gotta drink. A nigga will put it on Instagram. All right, it's a stick in it with an olive, a shrimp, and a bacon.
Yeah.
And it's a drink. In current situation.
Right.
oh man, I didn't even know that. The brother said alimony.
Damn.
All that stuff, man.
Alimony goes the Capitol building. It was the Capitolone building.
Right.
And there was a point where they stormed the Capitol building back in ancient Rome.
Capitan Hill.
Capitan Hill. Sports, all of this,
Gladiator.
gladiator. This is it. We're in Rome, man.
Oh, yeah.
Roman numerals,
Oh, yeah.
Latin.
Latin, Roman.
What's that? The amendments, the Constitution.
Constitution.
Is based upon ancient Roman law.
Yeah.
Yep.
Who was America set up by? The Roman Catholics.
Yep. Basically, in law, you got to learn Latin.
Right.
You gotta be
That's
able to
right.
read the, Latin.
That's right.
Medicine.
Yeah, it's all Latin. All Latin based.
Biology, all of the terms in biology are Latin terms.
Everything. So it's the foundation of this place.
Right.
It's culture. It's science.
Right.
It's institutions.
Right.
You know, it's art and literature. It goes back to the Greco-Roman first beast.
Right.
This is just a hyper extension of it. All right. Even when you get
Anti-Messiah.
all the way to the military power of this place coming together, which is NATO, and that brother was going to pull up NATO. What it means.
So this is NATO. It's a Latin origin, of course. Latin origin.
That's right.
It says the name derives from the Latin renatus, meaning revive, renew, having revived,
Born again.
It's that beast coming back.
That's the beast coming
That's
back.
that's what's so dope, because the Lord made his appearance then with them on the scene, and he gonna make his return with them on the scene, man.
Esau, and they're the ones who destroyed the last temple too. Our last physical standing temple was destroyed by Edomites.
Yep.
That's right.
Okay, and shout out to the elder brother, the brother Itazamon, for finding that.
Yeah.
You know, because man, read that again. That's huge. Because it goes along with prophecy. This is the revival of Rome. And what does it mean? Go ahead.
NATO. The name derives from the Latin renatus, meaning revive, renew, having renewed, born again, which in turn derives from the Latin natus, meaning born.
Why would they name it that?
The Lord put the Spirit on it.
That's right. That's right.
And, before, I want to say that the NATO, is it NATO or RDCC? I'm sorry, NATO is called the beginning of the Treaty of Rome.
Treaty of Rome, right?
You know?
Yep.
So it all goes.
This is Malachi chapter 1 and 3. And I hated Esau and laid his mountains and his heritage waste to the dragons of the wilderness. Whereas Edom said, we are impoverished. All right, and they were impoverished at the time of David, all right, but at the time of the Renaissance. Before that, they were impoverished. It says, but we will return and rebuild the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever.
Forever.
And that's what you're getting ready to find. That's
That's
why
right.
it says in Psalms, the 73rd chapter. Okay, really quick. Psalm 73 and 20. As a dream, when one awaketh, so, O Lord, when thou awakest, and how's the Lord awakened? Through his prophets. Okay? Thou shalt despise their image. So the image is against the Most High, and the Most High is against the image. But the image is in rulership. But we're here to prophesy against it.
That's right.
Therefore, we're coming into the times of Revelation, the 11th chapter, where it says, if you will not worship the image, if you're not down with what we say and what we do and what we're about, you are going to be in the threat of imminent death.
They cause the image.
These are the times we're coming into. They're openly opposing themselves against the spirit. They're openly coming with a satanic agenda. They're not hiding it anymore. Okay? And we're sent, all right, in these latter days, in these mortal flesh, to cast it down, just like Moses was in Egypt.
That's right.
Yeah, oh, that's another thing. Another thing we didn't read in Joel. The book of Joel, the 3rd chapter, and the 19th verse. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness. For the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. Proving this is the end, but Judah shall dwell forever in Jerusalem from generation to generation. So Egypt shall be a desolation. Okay, now the end time prophecy is also known as spiritual Egypt. Revelation, the 11th chapter, there's dead body. So that's another link that Esau got to be ruling now. If Esau ain't ruling now, we ain't at the end. If this ain't the Edomite, another, whoever he is, got to raise up and rule.
Yeah, just as the body.
Yes, and be even worse. We got to go through a whole nother captivity. So for anyone saying that Japheth's ruling, well, first of all, outside of Genesis 9 and 27, what do you have that says Japheth would dwell, you know, in the tents of Shem? That's their only, that's it.
Where in the Medes apart?
The Medes were Japheth. That was Japheth.
Yeah, Japheth. That came from the house of God. Yeah.
There isn't prophesied too much friction between Japheth and Jacob. Not like this.
Small balls.
Kicking us in the ass, shooting us. There would have to be an explanation prophetically to why Japheth is with so much friction between them. It's not there.
This is in Isaiah 34, verse 6. No, verse 4. And all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down as a leaf falleth off the vine, as falling from a fig, as a falling fig from a fig tree, from the fig tree. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea.
Esau, baby.
Edom.
Edom. You can't. Hey, man, you can't get around it, man. Right. And that's what y'all trying to do now. Christians, now they want to. Esau's gone.
Yeah.
Oh, really? So why ain't we in the kingdom? Hey, somebody get Obadiah, the last verse. Go ahead.
It says, and upon the people of my curse to judgment. The sword of the Lord is filled with blood. It is made fat with fat. Now, if this type of judgment would have happened already, it will be recorded. It's going to be remembered.
Right.
People would just say, oh, they just, you know, drifted away. No, a destruction of this nature, of this kind, will be remembered and recorded in history.
Roman Jewish wars.
You know? All these other minuscule skirmishes happening across the earth, but the complete annihilation of the Edomites is now recorded. They just happen to just disappear and be assimilated into the other nations over time.
But the Edomites record everything.
Everything.
See, they make movies and documentaries and show all the conquering that they did.
Of course.
His story.
You see, but them getting conquered ain't no record of it.
Yeah, man.
No.
It's set to come.
The record
Recorded
the record
under David, but there's prophecies of it even worse.
Right. The record though says the record is prophecy.
See, the only thing you devils got going for yourself is lies. Pseudoscience. Right. And when you go into that word pseudos, it's false precepts too. That's the only thing you got going for yourself is the lie you told about the Bible. the lie you've told about it, who the nations are. Wiping out the actual nations of the Lord, calling them black, white, and all of these various different things, but then somehow you got a biblical nationality as the Jew. Everybody else is the pseudo shit, but I'm the Jew.
Even in modern history, they have a history of throwing you down and putting on your crown.
Right.
Like the Pharaoh.
Right.
Precept.
Right. And that's what they've done. But hey, the scriptures say Jerusalem should be trodden down of the Gentiles until the time of the Gentiles would have an end. And that's where we are. It's your time is up. Okay?
Precept. This is Genesis chapter 3, verse 15. And I will put enmity between thee and the woman, between thy seed and her seed.
He's speaking to the serpent. Now the spirit of the serpent rested upon, it's resting now upon the Edomites.
That's right.
Okay? Which ultimately perverted everything. Okay? He comes with the spirit of the serpent. And he's prophesying that there would be hatred, there would be enmity. And that was fulfilled in Rebecca's womb, too. Now it wasn't fulfilled, but that's a part of that prophecy, that they were fighting in the womb.
Japheth didn't have nothing to do with it.
Japheth didn't have nothing to do with that. Japheth got a big portion of land. But prophetically, Japheth is peaceful.
Yeah.
They just eating their swine on they're doing whatever they're doing. You know what I'm saying? Right. They're very irrelevant in the story of prophecy.
That's
They
the
have
worst.
powerful armies and everything like that.
Right.
They come and they fight.
Right.
But
And, you know,
Romans took some of their
you
strategies
know,
too.
they're not at the forefront of prophecy.
they're not at the forefront of Esau is.
They the beans.
Not the beast. Not the
The
beast.
steak and potatoes is Jacob and Esau.
That's right.
You know, they the beans, maybe a little rice. Yeah.
I got that in Obadiah.
Ketchup.
Yeah, so and the Medes, a lot of people, the Medes were Japheth. Okay, and the Persians they came from Shem.
Con. Yep. How you gonna make this
I
up?
got that in Obadiah, that last verse. Obadiah, verse 21, it says, "And Savior shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be the Lord's."
So is this the kingdom where I can go get a grape soda? I can go get a grape soda in the kingdom of heaven. Because if you're saying Esau's done, you can practice Islam, you can do anything you want. This is the kingdom.
Yeah.
If Esau was done, the kingdom would be here. Like Coach Greg Adams. No, you're wrong. And see, now the truth is coming out. You people are confounded. So now you're going to try to, they're violent, they're crazy.
No, you're violent. You're crazy.
And it ain't going to work.
Absolutely not. What you got?
Ezekiel 37 and 22 cut that whole what they was going over, putting those damn gutter rats in the Holy Land.
Right.
And if I can read it, it says Ezekiel 37, 22 says, "And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king to them all, and they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore."
Right. It wouldn't be just Judah.
Con.
First of all, it got to be a miraculous second coming before we're taken back to that land. And the land, according to prophecy, is going to be destroyed and it got to be rebuilt.
That's right.
Sovereignty. We haven't had sovereignty since Solomon. There hasn't been an Israelite government since Solomon. After his kingdom was rent, it was captivity after captivity after. We won't return to the land and have a true government prophetically until Yahweh shall return.
That's right.
Right. We've always been subject to the nations round about since that time. Having to make pacts and deals and make, military, pacts with the roundabout nations to make it all the way up until our ultimate destruction where we didn't even have a government. We just a scattered group of slaves all across the world, man, that have been completely integrated into different nations and lost our heritage and identity. Right. Now there's been a proclamation to go and recover the elect or the remnant of those sons.
That's right.
As the new wine. Right? Okay.
Luke 21 and 24. And this is after 70 AD. "And they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles,
until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. And prophetically, how would that be? Esau. He's the final Gentile rulership.
Right.
According to Daniel, the 7th chapter. It gives you the beast, it's an outline of the beast that will rule. Okay, although there were other kingdoms, these are the major kingdoms, okay, that will rule. The Assyrian Babylonian Empire, okay, the Persians and the Medes, and then the Greco-Roman Empire.
Right.
Rome fell, you had history, the Dark Ages, okay, the Renaissance period, boom, daily wound healed. From that point, they have been on a tear. Get Revelation, I get it, Revelation 20. Revelation 20 and start at 7.
Okay. Revelation chapter 20, verse 7. And when the 1,000 years were expired, Satan shall be loosed out of his prison.
Now, is this talking about the spiritual demon Satan? No. When you go to 2 Thessalonians 2, it tells you he who's coming is after the working of Satan with all power and signs and lying wonders. The man of sin. Okay, go ahead.
Right. And shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four corners of the earth.
This is after the 1,000-year period. If we look up the Byzantine Empire, it's ironically around 1,000 to 1,100 years.
35.
You see what I'm saying?
35.
And this is when the deadly wound was healed. Since then, they have lost their goddamn minds.
That little season.
That little season. This is that little season where he would absolutely have free reign to do as he wanted. Okay, go ahead.
So that's the fulfillment of Esau's blessing.
This is Esau's blessing. Yep.
You got the fatness. You got the full.
The fatness came through this daily wound being healed. Okay, go ahead.
And shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four corners of the earth, Gog and Magog.
And it would lead to this. They will go out throughout the four corners of the earth, fucking everything up. Babylon have been a golden cup in the Lord's hands that have made the nations drunk. The nations are drunken, the nations are mad. But it will lead to, it just ironically just mentions Gog and Magog, because that's who's going to kick off the end of this.
That's
Go
right.
ahead.
That's right.
To gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea.
And that's being prepared. Armageddon. Okay, and from that point, we are going to be delivered, man. Okay, once they start to shoot the missiles, once you start seeing that, hey, you better look up, pray to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. But before that, tribulation is going to be happening. Okay, because the man of sin only has but a short time. That's why you see him in a rush. He's getting more sloppier. He's just throwing anything out there because he don't have nothing left to do but Satan's agenda, and he's doing it. All right. That's all. Go ahead.
No, actually, that's pretty good. It's pretty good there in Revelation 20. And did you have a question? Did you have a question or anything that you want to ask?
Later? No, you don't have to put the camera.
Revelation 13, we'll start at verse 1. It says, and I stood upon the sand of the sea.
See, this is the type of shit John saw in that vision. Hey, he said he got sick. Daniel too.
He saw the prophets being drowned out
He
by
saw niggas torment, right? Smelled it too. Yeah, right. He's like, what is this?
Smell that.
Congratulations. Juneteenth. To hell with Juneteenth. To hell with some goddamn Juneteenth, man. Congratulations. You see these Edomites? Congratulations.
congratulations.
Now imagine that post. Imagine if they told the 1948er, this is your reference, just give you a Jew Lives Matter and Juneteenth, and this is your rep. Get the fuck out of here.
I didn't put it together.
I didn't put it together. I was like, bro,
Got some damn nerve, man.
And then I had the day off for the sick.
Yeah.
oh wow.
I was like, damn. Now I'm invigorated.
God.
You know, thank you for the day off. But here it is. I woke up
Your
feeling like
spirit
shit.
wasn't with it.
I was screwed.
Your spirit wasn't with it, man. Your spirit wasn't with it. What else you got? Jay?
Revelation 13.
Hold on.
Wait. What are you guys doing?
We're just preaching
No,
Bible.
no congratulations. Revelation, though.
We're preaching about we don't need that. We don't need that. We'll thank y'all for the day off.
I didn't know what you guys were doing.
No, it's all good. Go ahead.
No,
Go
it
ahead.
was from a positive
No, it's
place.
good. We were just playing.
Yeah.
We're sorry.
Well, but were you coming from a positive place? Because I
Yes.
was.
Love is all in here. Love is the key.
was.
Love is the key. Go ahead.
Revelation 13, verse 1. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads, the name of blasphemy.
What are you reading? Revelation 13.
Yeah, we did.
But I was going to give verse 2 at the point, because he was going into how, verse 2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear.
In the 7 heads, Greeks, Romans, Germanian Major, Germanian Minor, French, Spanish, the British, and then prophetically, the 8th is of the 7, which is British. The British is the 7th, and America comes out of it, which is a revival of that ancient Roman system. The 10 horns are the 10 common markets, which are vassal states.
That's right.
Back then, you had the Lombards, the Sueves, the Goths, the Vandals, the Visigoths, the Lombards, the Anglo-Saxons, Suevi, really. Today, you have what you have today, this modern day version of it.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah, and they
European
started
nations.
that to bring that together, and brother brought it out during that time of the Treaty of Rome period, where you did have the ECC, which developed into the European Union, which out of that they created all different types of pacts, but the military component of that beast system is what we understand as NATO. The political component of it is the European Union.
Right.
Okay? And so that comprises what we understand as this beast that come and has forwarded, and they even call it Western culture. They call it the West. The West is consisted of Europe and all of its conglomerate allies, and the whore that rideth upon the beast, which is America. And when you study Revelation, the 17th chapter, it talks about the whore that rideth upon the beast, and what's written on her head? Mystery Babylon the Great.
That's right.
That
bandana.
Right?
And then it's got a bandana. You got to think, it's a whore riding a beast with a cup of iniquity just going all throughout the earth, juice falling everywhere. And it's a scarlet colored beast, and scarlet is a derivative of red.
That's right.
Esau, man, it's all linked spiritually and prophetically, man. Right. The red dragon. The dragon in Revelation, the 12th chapter, was the Roman Empire, Herod. Okay, who was trying to slay the Messiah. So it all links together, man, but you have to have the spirit. Okay, you can't go to the library and get the breakdown. The breakdown has to be through the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, through the men of the Lord. Okay, and it's only for those who have ears to hear and eyes to see, which makes this thing that much more precious, man. And that's why we were telling you, brothers who are out, who are learning this truth, now is not the time to be trying to go all around your job and your family forcing this truth upon you. Because they're setting up a system, they're going to tell on your ass.
That's right.
So now it's time to be Clark Kent. Hey, how you doing? Yeah, you know LeBron, man? Damn, man.
Let the prophecies
The prophecies are speaking for themselves. We're not in those times. We all went through those stages. But take our advice. Our apostles told us. They used to get kicked, be mad as hell if Jake didn't get it. But now is not the time to be going all, hey, man, look, we the Israelites, man. Just let your light shine through who you are.
Right. Let them do all the talking.
Right. The elect gonna be sealed no matter what.
Right.
So be careful out in this world, man, because it's been getting ready to be demonic and anti-Messiah on a level you haven't saw.
Yep.
Okay?
Quick precept.
Okay.
I got a quick precept. Amos 5:13. Therefore the prudent shall keep silence in that time, for it is an evil time.
Yes, let them niggas have it. Because a lot of them chose science. What could you tell? What could you tell Jake? At this point, it's clearly satanic. They're clearly nasty. They're clearly child molest. It's clear. Right. This world is satanic and evil and wicked. So if you're gonna choose this world and not want to listen to this truth, if you fine, I know how to maneuver because we're Jacob. You got to know how to have some Yaikwab in you to get
That's
through
right.
subtlety.
That's right.
Like, you got to use wisdom. Yeah, you hold the door. The white man coming behind you, slam the door. Hold the door. The white man, hey, you hold the door. A sodomite. What do? What you can't. If you work with her, hey, how you doing? Good morning. How you keep walking? You don't. Hey, you a faggot. No. That ain't. We ain't in those times.
Right. Yeah.
The Lord said, if this was my kingdom, then will my servants fight.
That's right.
Okay? So now you got to be wise as a serpent and harmless as a dove.
Harmless as a
Use
dove.
that Yaikwab. The Lord didn't give you that spirit for nothing. He gave you that spirit to maneuver through under the web. Get your little tax return, wiggle around, get your ass back home. Don't be all in,
Yeah, I'm saying this wisdom ain't only for when you get pulled over.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Jake all of a sudden want to be a super prophet when you see the red and blue lights. Nah, if you on top of your shit, you wouldn't see them lights anyway.
That's right.
About that anyway.
You know what I'm saying? Being prudent, you know?
They be doing that's why they be scared to be doing.
Back in Amos 5:13, therefore the prudent shall keep silent in that time, for it is an evil time. Seek good and not evil, that ye may live. And so the Lord and the God of hosts shall be with you, as ye have spoken. Hate the evil and love the good, and establish judgment in the gate.
And hating don't mean that you got to just always scream on it. Hating is just separating from it. Disagree, a strong dislike. See, people think hate is it's beneficial.
There's a way of hating.
There's a way to hate in righteousness, man. Hate don't mean that you have to go to work and just absolutely they having a Christmas party. You up there reading Jeremiah 10, thinking you righteous.
Get these Christmas cookies out of my face.
Bible says, right. It's sitting upright. That's the tripod. Nimrod, no, you ain't at work. Chill out. Destroys the break room. Priest one, but destroys the break room.
Ministry, I blame now.
You don't do that. Be wise, man. Calm your ass down. We are in evil times, man. And you're a sheep.
Right.
You're a sheep amongst wolves. Go ahead.
Oh man.
I got these priests.
You at the potluck. You're cursing out the pork. Look, man, Leviticus 13 have it, man.
The brother Vengeance of his temple 144 posted Colossians 4 verses 5 and 6. It's walk in wisdom toward them that are without.
Walk in wisdom toward them that don't have this knowledge.
Yeah, I love it. I remember one time my wife, I told my sister happy birthday, and my wife was shocked about it. I was like, I'm in the truth, she not. You know what I'm saying? But once you get seasoning, you understand that you in this truth. Everybody else not.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So beating them over the head, no. I'm saying the Lord said his sheep don't hear his voice. Right. Yeah. You see? If they come in, it's gonna be because the Lord wants them to come in, not because of nothing you say or do.
Right. On your birthday, they telling you happy birthday. Just say thank you.
Yeah.
You don't have to go. I don't celebrate that. No.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You just, hey, thank you.
Curse me.
Keep going.
Appreciate it. You know what I'm saying?
Give you a gift. Hey, take the gift, whatever.
Yeah.
Or you can decline it.
Right.
If that's what your spirit, but you don't have to go on this big spiel. We don't do that. That ain't our. You could just simply say thank you. That's it.
You can avoid a lot of situations.
You can avoid a lot of situations by being wise, man, and not being over righteous.
Because that's a gesture that they extending to you.
Exactly.
Even though y'all haven't been kicking it like that and all that, you know what I'm saying? They still extending that to you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So just just take it for what
now,
it is.
when you go amongst your abode, you're not having no damn party.
Yeah.
All right. Now, if let's say you got a child by a woman, and she's a complete demon. And she got your child and being a demon, and it's his birthday. You know, if you happen to give her, so get this to him. Hey man, it is what it is. Give him this $20, give him this $50, whatever. All right, but you stay on the straight path, man. The Lord will take care of everything else in his time, man. Now, everybody has their own spirit and how they operate and how they maneuver, but the point is this. Don't destroy yourself, man. Be wise in these times, man.
We're not sovereign right now.
Yeah. We're not sovereign. That's another thing. Jake talking about we can keep the law perfectly. You can't keep the law. Even, let's say you had the perfect flesh. Let's say you were, and Esau's still standing. The first time you exude one of the laws, your ass gonna be perfect in jail.
That's right.
See
That's
that?
right.
Yeah, you a Mo walking by and you hang the Mo from the tree. Because political video, I'm exuding the law. You're not sovereign. What sovereignty means is nobody else has to say so. No other government can tell you shit. That's what's coming under Yahushua.
That's right.
Then we'll be able to exude the laws. And say the law will go forth from Jerusalem. So we're going to judge by the law.
Right, yeah. Rehearsing righteous
Right now
acts.
we're rehearsing. The scriptures say all things are lawful, but not all things are expedient. What does that mean? Walk in the spirit. Okay? Because you can be over righteous and law, and destroy your goddamn self. Go ahead.
That word is expedient, when you look it up, means necessary.
Necessary. Not everything's necessary. Bro, it's not expedient to stone a Mo and say the law said do that.
Be
It's
under
not
the
expedient
jail.
for some brothers who live with their woman when she's on her cycle. You go get a hotel for 7 days. Every time, every month. Oh, you on your period? All right.
Best you can do is lay down in the living room.
Right. But she sat on the couch. And she sat on that couch. The couch is unclean.
Still cooking
Yeah.
shit.
Through.
I don't, that's what you do.
What can you do,
Sit
bro?
on the toilet.
Hello, I hit you with another one. At work, you don't know who's on their side.
You don't know who's on their
in the
side.
break room.
You can't take off every Sabbath.
You
You don't have the power. Now, yesterday Biden had the power to make Juneteenth a law. Right? A national holiday. You don't have the power to say the Sabbath is a day everybody don't work.
Yeah.
And in the kingdom you will, but not right now.
You
Okay?
lose your job doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every week you miss a day. You're not dependable for them.
That's right.
Somebody get that scripture where Yahushua said, now cometh the prince of this world, who have nothing in me.
That's in John.
This is Ecclesiastes in the Bible, chapter 3, verse 1. And I'm going to skip down. Verse 1 says, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. Verse 7, a time to sow, a time to keep silence, and a time to speak. So basically everything's moving in the spirit. You have to know what spirit the Most High setting out there by coming in alignment, coming in obedience to that spirit. You know? So I just want to pull that. Right.
I got that. John 14. Yeah, I got it. This is John 14. I'm starting at verse 29. It says, and now I have told you before, and come to pass that when it comes to pass, you might believe. Hereafter I will not talk much with you. For the prince of this world cometh and have nothing in me.
Of this world coming, who have nothing in him. Esau don't have nothing to do with Yahweh Shem Shah.
Zero.
He is totally opposed to him.
That's right.
And that is the system that is in rulership. The Roman Empire was ruling then, now it's revived. This is the prince of this world. Go ahead.
This word prince in the Greek is archon, right? And when you get that definition, I looked it up, it says the ruler of the irreligious mass of mankind.
Esau.
Wow.
Esau, man.
The irreligious mass
Irreligious.
of mankind.
He's the man of sin. He's Satan. Satan means adversary.
Mankind.
Son of
How
a
you gonna
bitch.
get around that?
Yeah. Hey, so was there some more precepts on the comment board? I know.
I got one.
Go ahead.
Backing up, he just read. This is 2 Corinthians 3 and 3. It says, "When our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the God of this world, which is Satan," Esau Edom is the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon Satan. It says, "In whom the God of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not."
Jake, that's Jake. Jake
Right.
can't come to this understanding because of what Esau told them.
Right.
They-
We can seduce it. Like
Yeah,
the
they
scripture
can't get
says.
around it.
Yeah. It says,
Elect are going to get out of the way.
right.
And all we were told to do is preach. All right, we do the videos, we come on the highways and the byways. We tried to stop the social media. The word is going to take it.
Instagram.
The brother's going to post. That's going to be on there. I was mad at first, but it is what it is. People found out, what I do, but it is what it is. Ultimately, it's all prophecy. But all we have to do is cast the word out.
Spiritual report.
Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to do the rest. So don't drive yourself crazy thinking that you got to save the world. No, Israel's already the elect, are already saved. We're just in the flesh as vessels chosen, like Moses, to do our part before that great miracle be worked.
That's right. And prophecy says that he told you Ezekiel 37, the Most High, the Spirit said Ezekiel prophesied to the wind and tell the wind to breathe upon these bones in the four corners of the earth.
Right.
So Ezekiel just prophesied. It was commanded for that breath to make the bones rise.
Yeah.
Which is where we're coming out, man. So at the end of the day, man, the Most High is really doing the heavy lifting. All he's doing is doing what the Lord told us to do.
That's right.
Go out there, preach our word.
That's right.
Right. So we're getting ready to be in a scripture say they shall deliver you up. You know, we're getting ready to be put out there. Right. Part of this sacrifice requires, you know, being put out, but it's all right because Yahweh already did it. Who was out there like him? But look what he did. You know what I'm saying? So we're getting ready to be put out there, and this message, man, is changing the whole course of the world. All right. So be wise, brothers. And I mean that seriously, man. How you deal with everything, deal according to wisdom. If you don't got a woman and you desire that, make sure it's what's good for your situation. Don't just go out there and get any base hope. Hell. All right. Be very wise in who you allow into your life, how you move, what you say. Be very, very wise because the angels are watching everything. All right. And you don't want to do anything to have the ministry blame. So, any other final?
All right. There's one. No. No, this.
Bye.
This is from the comment board. This is Strive for the Masters 144. This is Galatians chapter 3, verse 10. For as many as of the works of the law are under the curse, for it is written, cursed is everyone that continueth not in all things which are written in the book of the law.
Right.
To
So
do.
we're not going to get caught up in this. We're going to, destroy. We keep the laws to the best of our ability, but you understand that you're not sovereign. Okay, we can't fulfill that first covenant. We rehearse it. If we could fulfill that first covenant, why was there a need for Yahweh Shah in the new covenant? Wouldn't it? Because we, in this flesh, you can't fulfill the whole law. There's no way possible with you not being sovereign. First, you need new flesh to keep the law. But secondly, you need sovereignty. You need sovereignty to be able to keep the laws fully and perfect. The law condemns us. So this is why we're crying on Yahweh B'Shem Shai, okay, to deliver us and forgive us so that we can be found perfect. And the only way to be found perfect is to be perfect in spirit. It said, blessed is the man in whose spirit is no guile. So you work on building the inward man, all right? Keep what laws you can, all right? But ultimately, your integrity, your intent got to be on point. So with that, death to Babylon the great, man. We'll give all praise to the Heavenly Father.
Yahweh, Ba'Shem, Yahushua, Ba'Shem, Kakadash.
And double honors to the apostles, the elders at Great Millstone. Peace and salutations unto the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.